Alright dudes, today I am 11 years and 67 Alpha Hotels into DD214 and chill, and we're going to do something a little different today. Today we're going to explore cloning some foreign M16 clones. While this information is aimed towards the American cloning culture, you still might find it interesting, even if you're just interested in military small arms history. If you have cloner disease like I do, foreign clones are a good way to try something different, try different manufacturers, different parts, as well as optics that normally you wouldn't be able to get away with. For this first one, we're going to explore the different M16 modernization efforts by Argentina, how to clone them, as well as my clone. While most of us think the FAL when we think Argentina, they have used 5.56 M16A2 variants in the past, both rifles as well as carbines. About 2017, they started to procure more modern variants from Daniel Defense. This continues today. Some of these were complete rifles, some were simply parts kits used to upgrade older M16A2 series rifles. These were primarily fielded to elite units like the Marines, paratroopers, and special operations. I did email Daniel Defense as well as the broker that supplied everything to Argentina. Daniel Defense did reply, however, everything is covered under an NDA. So everything we're going to talk about today is open source. I found it on the internet type of information, so it is possible that I do have errors. First, we are going to cover the upgrade parts kits. They include Mark 18 type kits with 10.3-inch barrels, M4A1 type kits with 14.5-inch barrels, and the most interesting of them all, an M27 inspired IAR or infantry automatic rifle with 18-inch barrel. Based on the open source photos, these appear to be all Colt M16A2 lower receivers with new parts for virtually everything else. Cloning these would be relatively easy. The lower receiver itself is a Colt A2 lower, which are unique in shape. The cheapest and easiest way is a Ban-era match target lower. Daniel Defense pistol grip and stock, and what appears to be a Daniel Defense receiver extension, castle nut, and end plate. The 10.3-inch and 14.5-inch setups, the top half is all Daniel Defense. As best as I can tell from photos, the upper receivers themselves seem to be more generically marked Daniel Defense marked uppers and are not marked Mark 18 or M4A1. That's actually good for cloning, as you are not forced to purchase a $1,500 upper straight away and can piece them together instead. Barrel, wrist-to-rail system, bolt carrier group, and charging handle appear to be all Daniel Defense parts, all of which are current production. The backup iron sights, some seem to use Troy. Some seem to use Magpul. Optics seem to be a mix of the TA31 ACOG or MRO, with or without Trigicon magnifier. Vertical foregrip is an old Daniel Defense product that is no longer in production. Daniel Defense wave suppressors were purchased for some weapons and resulting muzzle brakes installed. Others rock a standard A2 flash hider. All in all, these could be a neat build if you had an extra Colt lower lying around or got a deal on a wave suppressor. The unique 18-inch IAR conversions are what drew me to the subject in the first place. The lower half is the same, though there is this one image which shows an A2 stock. Upper, charging handle, and bolt carrier group are the same as the other kits. The barrel is the 18-inch strength-to-weight barrel with mid-length gas system. Rail is the DD-M4 rail 12.0. Standard A2 flash hider. Bipod is the old RIII 680-001-706, which appears to be discontinued. Vertical foregrip is the Daniel Defense Picatinny grip. Magpul backup irons. Steiner D-ball like the others. As for the optic, this is where it gets expensive. This image shows a VCOG in a LaRue mount, although it's possibly a demonstration or trials rifle. The rest of the images show the Trigicon TA11 SDO CP part number 75384. This is a version of the TA11 with LaRue mount, ARD, and piggybacked RMR. It has been discontinued, but MSRP was in the $2,800 range and street price was about $1,000 less. Pretty expensive for a TA11. The scope body itself had unique markings, so you couldn't just piece it together with secondhand parts either. While it seemed like a cool build and what I was looking at originally, it was going to be a money pit of a project with expensive components that weren't common enough to find used. The optic price also helped kill it for me. Still, if you don't care about cost or are patient, it would be something totally unique. Next, let's move on to the complete rifles that were purchased. First, we have Mark 18 type rifles. These, being the modern Daniel Defense, are 3-line with unique ambi lowers. They do appear to be 100% FDE. We have Magpul stock, pistol grip, and foregrip. Suppressor is the discontinued Huxworks HXQD556K. Flash hider is the Huxworks flash hider. Steiner D-ball and Trigicon MRO for sighting. Magpul backup irons. Next, similar rifles with 14.5-inch barrels were purchased as well. Same basic setup as the Mark 18s, but with an A2 flash hider instead of a suppressor, though there is this one image showing a suppressor in use. Cloning both of these today would be an easy task. With the exception of the suppressor, everything is still in production. Sadly though, Daniel Defense doesn't offer their R3 line in 100% Cerakote from the factory. So that would require a custom Cerakote job, which virtually everyone with an FFL seems to offer these days. These would be a cool, unique clone to do. Finally, we have M4A1 type rifles with 14.5-inch barrels that were purchased for their paratroopers and possibly others. The rifle itself is a standard M4A1 with standard lower, RIII and Daniel Defense furniture, painted in brown Cerakote. It does have a coat of arms engraved on the magazine well. Daniel Defense vertical foregrip, Magpul Pro backup irons. Optic is the Trigicon ACOG TA110, which is the battery-operated version of the TA11. Daniel Defense wave suppressor and resulting flash hider. Doing a clone of these is easy. Daniel Defense sells their M4A1 in the exact same configuration, with the exception of the flash hider. It is already painted in what they call mil-spec finish. The flash hider is unique and has not been released to the civilian market. Yes, I did email and ask. Luckily, the A2 flash hider that comes pin and welded on the factory rifle is close enough for most of us. The TA110 is not as common as the TA11, so it can be hard to find used, but it's easy enough to find factory new. So, that brings me to my clone. At the time I put this together, I was looking at doing the unique IAR variant. I was also looking at doing a USGI M4A1 Block 2 build. Now, I got lucky and Borelli had complete Daniel Defense rifles for about the same price as I could have put together just the upper with Daniel Defense parts, or about the same ballpark as I could assemble a Block 2 rifle with used Colt parts. So I jumped on it as it scratched both itches. The only way this could really be improved upon would be to engrave the Argentinian crest on the magazine well. From photos, it does appear to have been done at the factory and was done over the Cerakote with a laser, like the markings on the other side of the upper receiver. I did email Daniel Defense and see if they had the artwork, but they told me nicely to pound sand. The correct flash hider has never been sold to the civilian market. I did email Daniel Defense and ask. The flash hider that comes on this rifle is extended and pin and welded, and to me it looks close enough. Now I suppose I could have a custom flash hider done, have this one removed, pin and welded again, but between the cost of doing all that, it didn't really seem like it was worth it to me. All right, dudes, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the 11% that made it this far. If you can, please like, share, and subscribe and all that shit that I'm supposed to say. And then join us next time where we talk about another clone. Till next time, dudes.